What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 807. I'm Don Carlito.
My name is Young Lyrics.
And today we have a Dryden-born rapper, Winnipeg-based artist, Feller.
Sup?
So, how's it going today, man?
It's going all right.
Yeah.
Made the trip down here because I'm in Dryden for a couple days with my little guys, so it was easy to kind of coordinate a podcast episode with you guys. So made the little hour-and-a-half trip down here to get this done.
For sure. How was the drive?
It's all right. Like I was telling you guys before, I left a little bit early, and like halfway through the drive, I was like, fuck, I'm going to get there too quick. So I kind of dialed my speed back a little bit and was like doing the speed limit. And then I had like a lineup of like 4 or 5 people behind me, and I just felt like a dick because I don't normally drive the technical speed limit. I'm not going 1,000 miles an hour either, but like I'm doing a little over the speed limit every time I drive. But yeah, it's so I felt like a little bit of an ass. So it is what it is.
It is what it is, though. So how'd you get your start in hip-hop music?
I guess that's kind of a 2-part answer. So what got me into hip-hop, I will always give credit to my older sister. She's 5 years older, and she was always like a really big Tupac fan. Sorry.
Got him tatted on the arm, man. Yeah. You got it.
So she was always a real big Tupac fan, and then so she was always listening to rap, hip hop, and stuff like that, and then just kind of hanging around her and being kind of, I was the next room to her, so like I could hear her music playing and shit like that. And then she listened to other music and whatnot and other rappers and all that. And then I guess what kind of transitioned me into actually rapping was you guys met my homie Bones at the Madchild show in Dryden.
Yeah.
And I give that guy all the credit in the world because he's originally from the States, and I won't dive too far into why he ended up in Dryden, but you guys can interview him at a later date.
I'll get him on the show one day.
A little bit of a backstory on him. But yeah, we got connected through a mutual friend, and we actually formed like a trio for a bit. And after a while it kind of fizzled out to like the mutual friend, he kind of got out of it, I guess. And then I was always I liked rapping like when we were doing it and stuff, but I was always a little bit like self-conscious about it. Like I didn't really want like people knowing about it. I was a little bit shy and stuff like that. But Bones always kind of saw something in me and always kind of encouraged me and shit like that. And then I did it like kind of semi-seriously for a bit, and then me and Bones like lost touch for a while. Like he ended up moving back home for a few years and shit like that. And then just one day I really started to get like the itch to want to record again, and Bones actually had moved back, and I reached out to him. I was like, yo, like I think we should connect again. I'm looking to make this music thing like kind of take it a little bit more seriously, whether or not like it pops off or anything, you know. It's just something that's always like done good for me, like mental health wise. And it's something
I think we can both kind of agree with
that. I definitely can relate to that. For sure.
So like it's something that I know as I've like done it over the years that I've actually like I am talented with this. So whatever anybody else has to say, I know that I'm dope, and I'm good at what I do, regardless if my Instagram followers or my Spotify listeners and YouTube subscribers don't reflect that.
Exactly.
I'm like, fuck it. Like there's people that do fuck with me, and like I got some cool stories about like people from after shows coming up to me and stuff. So that's enough to keep me going. But so it was always Bones that got me into it. And I remember fucking like there were countless times in his home studio that I'd be recording my shit, and he's just like, after I do a take, he'd be like, man, like what you're writing is dope. but fucking say it with a little bit of
Shit.
Say it with conviction.
with some emotion and shit, you know.
Well, that's what I used to do when the Holy Trinity stuff started. I was
Right.
already doing it for a couple of years before that.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to teach this guy and Alan's how to like project and
Right.
like, say it like they mean it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, rappers are like,
Yeah.
Like you gotta rap it like you mean it, right?
Yeah, he's like, say it how you would when you wrote it. Like, you know,
Yeah,
how
exactly.
like what the feelings were you were trying to convey when you wrote that shit. So say it and be like, oh, okay, go back and do another take. Same fucking shit. And be like, God damn it, I just told you. Like, and it was like years of this, like, you know, and then eventually it just kind of started to click with me and I got better and better and better. So, I mean, that's kind of a brief, but not so brief. Like, I kind of trailed off there for a bit. I could go on longer about it, but yeah, I would say my sister is what got me into it, and then Bones was the one that actually got me into the like writing and recording side of things. So I gotta give Bones like a big shout out for that, because he like music. I know it's cliche for like rappers or artists to say, but it like legitimately like saved my life. Because yeah, I was definitely I guess you could say I was a troubled kid. So I was definitely trending in a downward spiral that could have like landed me into some pretty heavy shit. Like so I'm thankful that music actually came into my life. So yeah, Bones pretty much got me on a path of like a good path instead of the shitty stuff
you
that I
off
was doing.
that wrong route. So it kind of leads into my next question. Obviously, like from the beginning, like our writing, like how would you put that? Like our writing process has evolved. So like, how would you say from the beginning, like how your writing process has evolved since the beginning to now? Like, what are things you've learned along the way?
I gotta say that my writing process has pretty much stayed the same, but the thing that I always struggled with in the beginning stages of it was I never knew how to fucking start a verse. Like that first like bar or two bars, like it always like I was like, I don't know how to start it. You know, if that makes sense.
I'm still the same way. Sometimes when it comes to like certain beats or something, you know, I
Right.
never know exactly what to say.
Yeah.
Because it's like the first impression, right?
Yeah,
You want it to be the best part of the, you know.
Yeah, like that's like how you're trying to catch a
Yeah,
person's
exactly.
ear. So if you're coming off and not really saying
Yeah.
shit in the first like 10 seconds, people are just gonna be like, oh,
The first bar has always got to be like
it's got to
a
hit.
snap.
So
yeah.
but now I feel like I don't really have a problem with that. How it's always worked is I would just rifle through beats, and as soon as there was one that came on that like a bar popped into my head within the first 5 or 10 seconds, then I would just run with that and write on the spot, because I don't want to lose that train of thought or whatever. But if I legitimately couldn't like freestyle a couple lines in the I'd say first 5 to 15 seconds, then it's like, okay, this one's just not for me. Or maybe I'd go back and revisit it like later on type thing, because there was something about the beat that I liked, but it just wasn't able to.
Yeah, it's always you feel different beats at different times.
Yeah. So I think my writing process is not really changed in that aspect. It was just like the beginning stages of writing was always trying to figure out how to start the verse.
For sure, yeah. So like how far along were you with it when you first started playing the live shows?
Shit. I gotta say that had to come after like our trio kind of fizzled out, and then I don't even know how long I was like out of writing and recording, because like to this date I still don't have my own setup, which might be like fucked up to hear, because it's like, how are you an artist and you don't even have like, but that being said, I do have all the studio equipment. All I need now is a laptop, and then I'm up and running.
There you go.
So I was always relying on going to Bones's place to record and shit. So when he moved away and all that,
it was
kind of
no go, right? Like
game over for a bit, you know. So I was like, all right. And then I think like around that time, I could just be making this up, but I feel like that was when I started to like kind of get heavy into like drinking and partying and all that shit. So yeah, when music left me, it was like I was
find
trying
something to fill the gap.
fill a void.
Yeah.
And probably not the best way of going
No.
about it,
No.
but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Was young and dumb, and you know, so. But yeah, that was. I can't wait to get my studio set up because
sure.
once I'm in there,
It's
like,
over.
Yeah, like because I would legitimately live in a studio.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
it's just that's my.
You can do anything anytime you want. You know?
Yeah, so I think I started rapping when I was around like I think 15 or something, and then me and Bones like kind of lost touch for a bit. I think I was around 22 maybe, because I was 22 when I reached back out to Bones, and then me and him did a couple shows out of town and shit like that together. So yeah, like I didn't start doing live shows until like I guess 5 to 7 years into actually like doing. I could be wrong on that though, but I don't recall doing anything like 18, 19, 20. I think it was like, yeah, it had to have been after I reached out to Bones to like reconnect with each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite, what's your favorite live performance or favorite person you've opened for so far?
I would say favorite person that I've opened for would be Snak. And that was actually like my last live performance before getting back into music, like post COVID, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Like that was back in 2018 or 2019, and that show was fucking crazy. And there was a lot of people, like I gained a lot of followers and I guess fans, if you want to call it that.
Mhm.
It's weird for me to say fans because like I'm still like such a small fish in a
Big barrel,
pond,
yeah.
you know? Like, so it's like I don't want to come off as like, oh yeah, I got like, you know, arrogant and shit. And it's like, dude, like you're fucking about 700 followers. Like you're not like, I mean, try to be a little bit humble, like on my side of things. But yeah, I would say that Snak The Ripper show was pretty fucking cool. And then, I mean, I've had other cool experiences like opening for Ace Hood, Madchild a few times.
Sorry, yeah, Snak The Ripper. What city was that in?
That was in Winnipeg.
That was in Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Pyramid?
No, that was at the Park Theater.
Park Theater.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
which is like one of my favorite venues that I performed at.
That would be sick.
Yeah. The Pyramid's also fucking dope too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I saw you have a picture there. You sent me that picture there for the thumbnail.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's you can tell it's at the Pyramid.
Yeah.
It's obviously the Pyramid in the
I
background.
performed there a few times, performed at the Park Theater a few times, and then a couple other venues around the city. Another dope show that I did was opening for Flatbush Zombies, and that
would be sick.
Yeah. I think that was like one of the biggest crowds. Well, not one of. I think that was. Well, not think that was the biggest crowd that I've ever been in front of.
Yeah, they were like super huge, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't really hear much about them now, but
yeah,
they were
exactly.
super big back
But
then.
they're big to like people like us. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Flatbush is huge.
Right. So that one was pretty crazy because that was relatively soon. Well, that was a couple years after I'd moved to Winnipeg. So yeah, that was always a cool memory to have.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was like, I don't know, 300 people or some shit like that. So
It's a pretty damn good crowd,
yeah,
right?
it's like for being in my position and shit, and at the position that I was in at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people like us are happy to perform for fucking 20 people. You know?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But having 300, that's a whole different story.
And I mean, on that side of things, like I always find it way easier, and I'm assuming you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you guys can agree with me on this. It's easier to perform in front of fucking hundreds of people
Then it is.
instead of 10 to 15. You know, like
Exactly.
it's I'm happy
You
that
feed off the energy and shit like that.
exactly. I mean, sometimes like I performed in front of crowds of like 20, 30 people where it has felt like 200.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's very rare.
Yeah.
So it's always it's a uphill battle when you're like performing in front of 10 or 15 and it's like early on in the night. It's like Jesus Christ, because you're like trying to get people into it, but nobody's had like any drinks or anything like that. Everybody's still like
zero, and it's just the worst thing ever, because you're just kind of like, come on, let's go.
Yeah, like everybody's like doing the grade 8 like school dance thing. They're like hanging out at the wall and shit. And it's like, fuck, like get up here. Like it's easier to do this shit with you guys involved. So yeah, I'll always, and I get that question too. Like when people ask, they're like, how do you like, don't you get nervous doing them? Like, no, like that's, I mean, there's a set of butterflies, yes, but it's a good, like, it's a good feeling. But yeah, it's so much easier to be in front of like hundreds of people instead of 10.
Exactly.
It's like they're all there to see the music, right? And it's like when you're in front of hundreds, you feed off that energy so much, and it's just such a great feeling.
Right.
Even though like if you have 20 people in front of you that all fuck with your music heavy, you know what I mean? That feels great too. But like if it's hundreds of people, like that's just, it just feels so, you feel so confident doing it, right? And I feel like that's, definitely can agree with you on that. Is it's easier to perform in front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
So with the Champion, I watched the video. It's great. What gym is that you were at?
That's one of the 9-round gyms in Winnipeg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it was just a day of filming, couple days, or?
There's a bit of a backstory on that one. I had actually shot that video twice. One with my camera guy at the time that I had done like a lot of work with. I won't get into the shit. Like he had some stuff happen, and I was like, okay, like cool. But then it was like just kind of ghosted me for like over a year. Yeah, and I was like, it's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I guess I'm not getting that video or whatever. And then I got connected with this other dude who goes by Advid, and he like his effect game and shit, like if you want him to do effects and shit, like he's crazy with it, but he's also like good with just like that video in particular doesn't have like any like crazy effects or anything, but if you need him to do crazy stuff he can, because I don't know if you guys saw the Disconnected video or not.
Yes, I watched it yesterday.
He like the whole fucking cyber world thing that he did with the computer and stuff like that kind of blew my mind. So I got connected with him, reached back out to the manager of the place, be like, hey, like, would it be possible to shoot there again? This is what happened, blah, blah, blah. So I had to re-coordinate a date for him to allow us to go there. And he was super chill about it. He trusted us an awful lot too, because he like basically opened up the gym and was like, yeah, I'm peacing out. This is how you lock up. Just send me a text when you guys are on.
That's like, pretty good, actually.
I was like, okay. So, I had to jump through some hoops though, because it's like a corporate thing. So it wasn't as easy as just like going there to shoot. I had to like send them my lyrics, send them the song, so that like
they know like
upper executives or whatever you want to call it could skim through it to see like if it's something that they wanted their name to be associated with. And I mean, there's no swears in it or like any like gangsta exactly shit, you know? So and I think like the overall picture of it, like why would like it's a pretty good advertisement for them and stuff like that,
for
you know?
sure.
Like, especially if it starts to gain traction or not. I hope it does, because that's like to this date easily, I want to say like top 3, maybe top 2 like favorite videos I've had done to this date.
It's definitely my favorite of yours for sure. Like Godfather and this one are my 2 favorites for sure.
Godfather was shot from a different guy who goes by Sarwar, and there's a bit of a backstory on how I got connected with him. I can go into that at a later time if you want. But yeah, he shot that video. I actually have another video with him coming out once the song I'm Back comes out in June. When is that? I think this June 14th. Is that this upcoming Wednesday? I think
it'll be like
so that one I think is going to be like my favorite video like of all time until like I guess future
Obviously,
things, but for the current time being, once that, I love that video, and there's nothing like super special about it in the sense of like special effects or anything, but just the way it's shot. Like there are a few like very minor special effects in it, but yeah, just the way that it was shot, just super crisp and clean and clear. Like I'm just like, fuck, like that's just, I don't know, something about it just like really sits well with me. So I'm super stoked for that one to come out. And then like the artwork for the single is that cool ass fucking
the superhero one.
Superhero
I
one.
like that.
Shout out to my man Doubly Dope. Follow him on Instagram. He's crazy with the artwork, the graphic design. He did Disconnected. He did I'm Back. He did Champion, that Mortal Kombat fucking theme. He's crazy with it. So I gotta give him props. And then, like I said, Sarwar is the guy who is responsible for the I'm Back video. So that'll come out a couple weeks after the release of the single, which is June 14th, this Wednesday. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So this Wednesday, June 14th, look out for that video.
Yeah.
Well, technically, this will come out afterwards.
Oh, this will come out after that.
Just fucking pay attention.
Just pay attention. It'll be out soon.
When you watch this, go to Spotify and iTunes.
All the links. All his links will be in the bio, so you'll see that.
So with the Champion video, you see like a kind of like an MMA background to it. Do you train?
No, I wish I did though.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was hard to. I was trying because I do like occasionally, so like I haven't in a long while, but like I was trying to like map out on the video, like trying to see. I was like, is he actually like? Does he actually train?
Right.
But like the scenes you had, you couldn't tell that you didn't.
Okay.
So I was like, I was kind of thinking like I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna ask him if he trains or not.
No, I don't train. I've been like I used to be a really big fan of UFC, like in the early stages. Like I used to go, I went to a bunch of events in like Vegas and stuff, met a bunch of fighters and a bunch of after parties and shit like that. But yeah, I never actually trained. I mean, I go to the gym and like train that way, but like I don't train for
like jujitsu or wrestling or ground and pound.
I've always actually wanted to get into boxing, because I just from just a physical aspect, like I think it's just I think it would be like what music is for my mental. I think boxing would be good for my physical, like
it's great cardio.
Yeah,
beautiful cardio.
So I would like to, I've always had it in my mind to do like a legit boxing match or fight, whatever you want to call it, like amateur type thing, like just once in my life, like because like it's you only got one life, so fucking do what you want, like why do you think I do the rap shit? Like it's people laugh about it and shit like that, but it's like, well, I could be sitting at home jerking off and being a piece of shit like the majority of these people, or I could have the experiences that I have meeting some of my favorite artists, meeting some dope ass like fans or supporters afterwards. Like I got like I'm not huge in any way, but if I would have just chose to not fucking do this, I would not have the experiences and the memories to think back on.
For sure.
Like I would like to do at least like one amateur boxing match. I think it would be pretty cool.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Whether or not that happens, we'll see. But I got to do that sooner rather than later, because
you don't want to be 40 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
First amateur boxing match.
Take some classes and see what it takes to get registered and stuff like that. You gotta be registered in Ontario or Manitoba, wherever you're fighting, I guess, or Canada. I don't know if they do it Canada anymore, but
I don't know what
but see what you can do, man.
Yeah,
fights all over.
We'll see what happens. But I appreciate you like thinking that I might have trained.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Right.
Like, you were throwing punches and kicks, and I was like, I can't tell because he actually has like a good form kind of thing. So.
For me, athletics has always been like a strong background for me, because like I grew up doing that stuff. So I think I like, not to toot my own horn, but I think I have like a natural like ability to do any sport that I've ever played.
You've excelled.
I've excelled at and whatever. So I think it's just athletics in general is easy for me to transition to.
For sure, and it's probably a lot easier when you're on stage too, having that kind of cardio to kind of get through a set.
That's debatable. You guys saw me in Dryden, like I.
That's what I was leading into, but it was like, yeah, it was like you did really well.
I joke around about it when I'm on stage because like I practice and shit at home with my son, because he likes to practice with me and he knows a good portion of some of my newer stuff. So yeah, like that's a driving motivation for me, is the fact that I can show him something positive, and I hope it translates into his life down the road, but we'll see what happens. I know like every now and then he might be in his playroom by himself and you'll hear him like saying my lyrics and shit like that, and it's just like,
you got to be proud.
Yeah, like it's cool. So like I practice and whatever, but then when it comes for actual showtime, I get too hype and caught up in the moment, so I'm going like extra hard, and then like I start thinking like, damn man, you need to dial it back a bit, because like, yeah, you're starting to gas yourself and shit like that. And then once I kind of calm myself down, then I'm all right. But I always overdo it in the beginning stages, but I guess it's part of my show or my charm or whatever, if you want to call it that.
And I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
The beginning of your set is just masterfully put together. Like you introduce yourself and then you engage the crowd, and you're like, and then just before you're about to start, you're like, one more second, can I get everyone to come to the front of the stage?
Right.
And just because of the way you built it up, everyone just followed.
Right.
Like it was crazy, because like you could see on our set, I just say, come on, can we get people to come closer? And they move like 2-3 steps.
Right.
But then you just like, you engage them so much and had them so into it that fucking everyone just pulled to the front. I was like, holy fuck, I got to take a note from this guy. Like,
yeah, no, I appreciate that. And that's actually something that I want to touch on. I watched Narky's interview or episode. And at the end of the video, he like gave me props for like my live performance and shit, and you guys said like, yeah, like it was dope and stuff like that. Like when I came back from my hiatus, I was like, okay, any opportunity I get, I'm just going I'm going for it. Like I'm swinging for the fences type thing. Yeah. And I just want to have a good fucking time and draw people in. And I mean, a lot of that has come from like even going to concerts of like my favorite artists and just like kind of watching what they do and stuff. And it's just like little like tricks that you pick up along the way and stuff, and you just got to be like comfortable to do that, you know, like there's nothing worse than going up there and fucking like I don't know what I'm gonna say when I'm on stage. I just like
naturally
I
flows.
just fucking I stumble over my words. Like, but yeah. I play around with it too. Like there's, I remember that Madchild show. There was a little bit of a gap on one side of the floor, and I was like stuttering. I was like, right. There. I was like, fuck. But yeah, like I just kind of go with it. Like I try to be as, I guess, engaging and entertaining as possible. So, I mean, I give you guys credit for, and Narky too, for even giving me like that props, because like it means a lot, because I don't necessarily always hear that from people. Yeah. I shouldn't say that. I hear it from people like the crowd afterwards, but not so much from other artists. For sure. And I think it's like artists are scared to give people props because somebody might overshadow them or shine them or whatever.
A lot of people think that it's competition.
In a sense, it is.
It is, but at the same time, spitting game is just spitting game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but like, I don't like. It's not that I don't like those artists. I don't like associate or hang out with those artists or like, oh, I fucking did this. I do this. I do this. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I respect artists that build up and kind of get there. You know what I mean? Like, and with the live performance stuff too, like, you could tell when somebody's up there for their first time or their 20th. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And Donna, you could definitely tell that you have a veteran style performance that is like very versatile and and is very well put together. I
appreciate that, because it's been a long time of doing this shit. So I feel like I'm due for some like bigger and better things. But I mean, a lot of it has to like get with, I don't want to say like rely on other people, like, but having a proper team behind you and shit like that is good. Like, I'm not saying you need like all like a fucking like a publicist and all that kind of stuff, but like just
obviously,
well, yeah. But like just a solid group of people behind you who actually like truly believe in you and want to help you succeed. Like I've met so many artists over the years that like they fake hype you up when they first meet you, and it's only for you to follow them on Instagram or social medias and then start like commenting on their stuff and whatever, and then as soon as they are done with you, like they unfollow you, unfriend you and stuff. I'm like, man, like what, like
personal gain,
get the fuck out of here with that. Like that's just cornball shit. Like I legitimately will try to be as genuine with people. Like I've never been like a fake person.
Exactly.
And I like seeing people succeed and shit. And if people fuck with me, then I'm gonna fuck with them just as much. You know. I mean, I know that at the time when I'd reached out for the Choclair show, I didn't know that was you that I was talking to.
I figured because we were gonna play a kind of a joke on you when we were gonna like play it off like, because I think I was talking to you as Keegan, like as my personal name.
Yeah. So
what we were gonna do is for the whole night at Madchild, I was gonna call myself Don, like Don Carlito, and not tell you I was Keegan.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, be like, yeah, Keegan Walker, man, like you're on, like we'll get you on the Shaw Claire show. But then when we met for you to pick up those 2 tickets, I fucking said my own name.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it! And I could tell you picked it up. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like,
because I was trying to be formal about it and shit, like because you got to show a certain amount of like professionalism when you're trying to do that shit. Because like, yeah, like I'd like to talk all laid back and how I am right now and whatever, but like, you know, you want to kind of be professional when you're reaching out to try and get on stuff. And oh, hey, I'm Feller, this is, you know, and then when I fucking found, like, I was like, okay. Like,
when you sent me your links to the 3 songs that I asked for, I knew I was going to have you on.
Right.
I just wanted to see the performance, and holy fuck, was I impressed.
Like, you know, we're going to be there too. We didn't want to tell you who we were, obviously. We just wanted to see how you performed, and then we're going to make our decision.
Yeah.
But then he fucking spoiled the whole thing. His real name.
It was good times.
I mean, I'm glad it all worked out, and I'm glad you guys like fucked with my music and my performance and shit like that. So.
It was awesome.
And I mean, I gotta give you guys credit too. Like up until that Madchild show, I didn't even know anybody in Kenora rapped, and I don't know if you guys knew of me like before that either. Like
saw the video you posted about the Madchild show like months and months prior. You're like, I looked up with the homie Robbie G. We got Madchild coming to Dryden.
Right.
Did not know that was you until the day before the Madchild show, but I saw that video.
Right.
And then obviously when you reached out for the Shaw Claire, I knew who you were.
Right.
Listened to your music, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There was. Like, I know you guys just released an album a couple weeks ago, or maybe is it coming up on like a month?
Coming up on a month about, but like less than a month.
Right.
Yeah, the 25th, I think. I can't
25th.
remember,
That entire album, well, I think I said it to you the day that you released it. Like, I listened to it and I messaged you and I was like, yo, like the beat selection on there was fucking...
It's
fucking
great.
phenomenal. Like all those beats are the kind of beats that I would rap to and shit like that. And then there was I'm really bad for like my memory is so bad for certain things, but like there's I don't know if you call it raw or RAW.
Either or. Yeah, we don't.
What's the check you on the flip side? Nemesis. There's a couple other ones that I really, really fucked with. But like that rap game Nemesis. I was like, like when you guys perform that at the Madchild show and shit, I was just like, yeah, that shit's hard.
That's we had to open with that.
Right.
We had to fucking hit him with the boom
first. That was the last song on the list.
That was the last song? I thought we opened with that. No, we opened with Vision.
Vision's another dope one.
Yeah. No, Vision actually came out before the album. It was a single we released.
Yeah, Catch You on the Flip Side and Vision were both January, and then the next one was February. So
okay.
Those were just singles before
we
put the album out.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we did the Madchild show and released the album 5 days later.
Yeah.
Which is fucking nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I fuck with you guys and shit, and I checked out the what the hell was like, I know you guys shot the video for Nemesis.
Yeah.
I watched that, but there was another one that
you got Raw that was shot just around Kenora, and that Studio 11 and that Shooters.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that one, and then Vision, which is just a live performance.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's Vision.
It's a gray and white video for Vision. It's just a straight live performance.
I can't remember now. Yeah, but I know I've seen, if there's 3 videos, I've seen 2 for sure.
Yeah, there's 3. So
okay.
you've seen that. You probably saw Raw and Nemesis.
I like fucking. I'm pretty sure it's Nemesis where I think it's you that says something about like your mom's making me spaghetti.
Yeah, some of these rappers are annoying like a fucking fly. Your mama in the kitchen making me some apple pie.
Well, don't you have another song where you say something about
Vision? He says the spaghetti.
Oh,
the spaghetti shit makes me laugh.
Fuck. Now I'm forgetting
She's
my own.
Making me spaghetti. Yeah. We're in the bedroom.
We in the fucking hot tub and we getting pretty sweaty, trying to make a movie. Hold the camera nice and steady. Yeah. That's Vision. Yeah, that is.
I love that's what I like about hip hop is I like doing the goofy shit. Mm-hmm. But I also like doing because that's who I am as like a person. Like I'm a pretty stupid person, but like in a good way, you know. Well, I mean that's debatable on who you ask, I guess. But people's opinions have never really meant much to me. But yeah, I've always kind of went about my own kind of march to the beat of my own drum type thing, mm-hmm. you know. Like I don't really care what people have to say about me. If you're trying to talk negative about me, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously I respect and fuck with the people that say good things about me, you know. But it's always like the people that are doing the least have the most to say.
Yeah. We always say you got haters, you're doing something right.
Right.
You're doing something right.
Yeah. So yeah, I just because again going back to the Narky episode when he was like, yeah, a feller asked if he wanted asked the crowd you want to hear some bars or you want to hear some goofy shit.
Yeah.
That's he thought the song was called Goofball. It's actually called Not Broke Not Ballin'.
Not broke not ballin'. Yeah.
But I could see how he could think that it was called Goofball. So yeah, I gave him a choice, and that was on the fly because I thought I wasn't really given a time parameter for my my set, but I didn't want to feel because it's in my hometown or whatever, I'm gonna fucking have just as long of a set as Robbie G or Madchild type thing. So I had my set, and then I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, I think I should only do one more, and it was between Nothing Like Hip Hop Part 2 or Not Broke Not Ballin'. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna give the crowd an option. Yeah. And I think at that point it was probably a no-brainer, in my mind, that they were probably going to say goofy shit just because it's okay, we heard them rap and whatever, so let's have some fun. And I wanted to end my set on kind of a higher, happier note anyways. So, and that was my only song that I didn't have a legit live performance for, so I was rapping with the song. Because I don't like to do that. I like to rap myself. I don't like to have a backing track. And
what did Oros call that? Training wheels?
Yeah,
training wheels. So yeah, we just recently kind of got out of that. First couple performances, well, not just recently, for a couple performances now we've kind of been getting out of that, but we'll have it just faintly.
Well,
just,
the first show,
it's as long as it's not the main focus point of because I've watched I fucking watched I didn't even want to go to this concert to begin with, but my sister kind of asked me if I wanted to. Lil TJ.
Okay, nice.
I'm sorry, but I feel like I'm a better live performer than him. I don't know. His shit, along with some of the openers too. Their tracks were so overpowering. It was you might as well not even say your shit because you can't even hear it anyways.
Yeah.
And so I was just if you're gonna do that, at least have something to your performance, you know? Don't just go up there and kind of stand around. You know, like
Yeah.
fucking make it a live show then, because I get it. If you're trying to be all hype and run around and do backflips and shit, then okay, yeah, have your vocals then. But if you're just gonna be some
Yeah.
fucking bump on a log,
Yeah,
like it's just
exactly.
like, man, like this shit's trash. Like, and I don't mean to sound like cocky or whatever.
You
but
want the live vocals to be way fucking louder
Yeah.
than anything that's like on the song.
like
you
what
know?
I'll do is I'll keep the hooks in.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Do that.
and then I might have like a few ad libs here and there that I can rely on them to like say so I can catch my breath momentarily, but I'm not going to have my whole song playing.
No, yeah.
But on that side of the equation, the nice thing of having your lyrics in the background, if you do stumble or whatever,
Easy to get right back
easy
on.
to get back on. Because like
You're kind of deadlocked if you fucking forget what you're saying.
yeah, and
There's no backing track. You're like,
I'll be the first to say, like, I've had that fucking 8 Mile moment where like you're on stage and like you just fucking blank.
choke.
And that was like early on in I guess my career, if you want to call it that. What had happened was it was actually opening up for Madchild in Winnipeg, and the order that we gave the DJ our set list, he played it like scattered, and after I think I got through the first song, and then it was supposed to be a different song, so I was prepared for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then he played a different one, and it just like caught me so off guard, and I was just like,
what the fuck was going on?
Oh.
but I mean, I was also fucking so new to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, it is what it is. Like Eminem himself has said, like he's gotten booed off stage, he's gotten like, you know, so it's just like, yeah, whatever. Like the shit happens. Like
Exactly.
fucking-
And that's why I say for verses, have it there just ever so slightly, so faintly that like
Yeah.
even like to the most ears that don't know what's there won't hear it, but have it so you can hear it
Right.
just in case you stumble and you can pick up on that word
Well, I
right
think
away.
Right.
Every live show I've ever done, I've at least forgotten at least like, you know,
A
some
word.
part of a verse.
Right.
Like, so it's good for me to even.
But
have
you
it
guys
there.
are fairly new to it though.
Well,
Live
I've been doing
performances
this
for me, yeah,
like, over
he's-
10 years now. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Live performances for me are newer. But
Right.
him, he's been
Oh,
around
okay,
the
then
block.
that okay. Yeah. It was just
Yeah.
Me and you were talking earlier, and you
Yeah,
said that
for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, like just having the verse ever so slightly there just so you can pick up just in case you stumble, but having the hooks like a little bit lower but at a normal rate.
Right.
So then like if you really do need that breath, you can take it, then you pick up on the hook.
But also, so it doesn't sound empty. Like,
So it doesn't
Yeah.
sound
doing
empty
a hook
as well.
live is way different than doing a hook in the studio.
Right.
So
Yeah.
like, having a backing track of your hook is, you know, it's kind of needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds more, you know.
Yeah. No, for sure. I 100% agree. So it's I was just like, man, like it kind of pisses me off when I see shit like that. It's like this dude is fucking as big as he is, and he's doing this, and he's not even a good performer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I know a lot of these new rappers these days. I don't know about.
I know. It's funny because Busta Rhymes actually like he was like doing a concert or whatever, and he like took a couple minute break to like kind of say like, can't remember it word for word, but he's just like, we grew up doing this shit without having our vocals and blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, yeah, like that's legit, like
Mm,
practice, you know, like
exactly. Practice
But-
makes perfect.
right. So I mean, it could happen to me at any point again, fucking fuck up, but I try my best not to. But it's also crazy because like leading up to a performance, like the night of a show, when I know like I'm about to go on after the act in front of me, I get so fucking caught up in my head, and I'm like trying to run through my verses like as quickly as I can, just so like when I get on stage, like because I have that fear that like I'm gonna forget,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and like my heart rate gets up and whatever. But as soon as I like kind of get on stage, and I mean knock on wood, like I fall into my comfort zone and shit. I also like that's part of the reason why I like to wear sunglasses too.
Mhm.
Is it kind of it doesn't make me feel invisible, but it gives me like kind of a comfort.
Confidence boost.
Yeah. It's almost like the kid off Big Daddy that
Yeah.
like
I literally for Narky's first show, I told John to wear sunglasses on stage because he was super nervous. And
Right.
Like dying
that's
nervous.
pretty much where I got that from, was from Big Daddy. It was like, just wear these,
Yeah.
you feel way more comfortable.
Like sometimes I'll take them off during the performance, but sometimes it's nice to just have them on too, because like those lights can get bright and shit. So
Mhm.
it's but
Especially
yeah.
the pot lights that were like right in front of
Yeah.
the stage.
Well, the Madchild show was like kind of see, the bar isn't really a bar anymore. Like it used to be a club, and so there was like some shit that happened, and now it's like is pub like the right thing?
like a lounge.
A lounge. So their rules are a little bit different. Like it used to be like a capacity of like 200 or whatever. And now it's like 150. The stage used to actually be on the other side. So that lighting issue was never a problem before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was a little bit different atmosphere. But I do got to give a shout out to the bar for like constructing a brand new like
stage.
built a
That
stage.
was crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like I felt so blessed to christen that fucking stage.
Right.
Like I did, obviously 601 was the first
Yeah.
on it, but like you felt so good to be on like the first performance on that fresh stage.
Yeah, because like when the owner originally sent me a picture of the stage, it was like literally
just like some wood.
the size, like from this chair or from this arm to like maybe this wall, and
Really?
then up to maybe your armchairs. And I was just
Really?
like, yeah, I was like,
Fuck.
fuck, this is not gonna fly. Like
No.
Robbie and Madchild are gonna be pissed. We can't even like have a DJ on here and shit. And then all of a sudden, like I made a post on Facebook, heading to Dryden tomorrow after work or whatever, and then showtime Saturday, gonna be a hell of a night, whatever. And then the owner sent a picture and he's like, new stage is built and
I
ready to
saw
go. And I
that.
was like,
Yeah.
that is fucking phenomenal. Like, you know,
It was
like,
good. Well
I
built.
was like, I didn't even tell Robbie that like that was the setup, because I was just like, fuck, if I like show him this, it's
Yeah.
get my
he's-
ass kicked or some shit. Like, because like I brought him to Dryden a few times, so he knows what the setup was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, Madchild's gonna be pissed about this, and Dow Jones is gonna be pissed about this.
Mm,
So
yeah.
when
No
they
room for nobody on that shit.
yeah, so for them to build like a new stage for it was fucking gotta
Props
give
to
them-
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
They're
that's
rebranding,
support.
aren't they?
I don't think they're rebranding. I think they're just trying to do like some upgrades.
Oh,
like they
okay,
just
okay.
got like a new sign and shit like that
Mhm.
out there. But yeah, it's I don't mean to trail off on a tangent
Keep
here,
going,
but it was crazy.
Let him cook.
Fucking live shows, or at least hip hop shows, were never a thing in Dryden. And then like I reached out, because there was at one point there was 3 bars in Dryden, and I reached out to all of them, and I mean I was a regular at like 2 of them, because the third one was more of like an older person like kind of scene. Shout out to older people though. Like some of my best like parties have been with like older people and whatnot.
Old people.
But yeah, so the other 2 were the ones that I would go to like every weekend and shit. The PI being like the number one.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so like I reached out to them, and the PI owner was like, I don't know, like I don't really care for hip hop much, blah blah blah. And I was like thinking in my head, I didn't say this to him, but I was just like, that's odd, because like I come here every weekend and that's all like your DJs are playing is hip hop.
Yeah.
You might throw the odd like classic like country song on, like Chattahoochee or fucking Save a Horse Ride a Cowboy
Yeah.
type shit, but the majority of it is like all hip hop. So I'm like, okay, that's a little weird, but all right, it's your place. Like I can't really.
Yeah.
I'll respect what you say.
Mm.
And then I moved away to Winnipeg, started putting in like a couple years. I think it was like 2 or 3 years of like actual work and whatever, building kind of a name for myself and doing some bigger shows and whatever. And then I reached back to the owner and I was like, would it be possible for me to bring some shows to Dryden and whatever? And he's like, he had no problem with it. And I made sure like there was no dumb shit that happened, because like my name's attached to that and whatever. So it's like if if you're gonna try and start a fight, like I'm gonna like
Yeah.
you know, like
And it seemed like the
throw
whole
you on
night
the ground
was,
type shit.
yeah,
You know,
no,
like
you gotta, yeah.
you're not gonna like fuck up my
reputation.
shit.
Yeah.
So
And it seemed like that whole night was great. Like, I was walking into it. I was like, it's Dryden. Like, you might expect like one maybe fight, but then
there was one.
but it never got to that level.
Was there?
So it never got to that level. Like, it happened outside. I don't know exactly the details, so I won't like go deeper into it. But it was just some guy yelling in another guy's face, and then a girl trying to get them apart.
Classic.
So I was like walking inside, and Bridget, the girl at the front that was checking tickets, she's a friend of mine, and I was like, I think there's about to be a fight outside. So she went and got the bar or the guy at the bouncer at the bar, and then they split it up. So it never really went anywhere.
Right.
But yeah, it was very close.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, like I was like, I'm not letting that happen. Like even like at the show we had here in October, it was fucking right packed. Like, and there was fights. There was like 3 or 4 fights.
Yeah.
We were like sitting there like at the end of the night, like, yeah, like all the artists, that's a great show. And I look down at the ground, there's like blood in this place and blood in this place. I'm like, holy crap, what happened?
Right.
One of the big fights is because we had merch to throw out. And we
Oh,
had a pair
people
of
are-
shoes to throw. We threw a pair of shoes in the crowd, and I guess people started fucking throwing punches over them.
We were like, well, and they weren't even that.
And even it was still happening outside after the bar was closed. There's people fucking punching each other for shoes. I'm like, holy fuck. They're just,
You don't even know if you'll fit those.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not even-
they're just a pair of Supras. Chill. Like, Jesus.
People were going a little bit crazy with that one.
It's just I don't know. It just
But every time there was one, we stopped the show. Like, stop the music, cut the fucking music. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I
Like,
know. It fuck everything up because it's
Yeah.
like you try to do some good shit and you just have idiots that like have to, it's like the fuck
Yeah,
outta
it's
here,
like,
you
come
know?
on, dude. Like, everyone's here having a good time.
Yeah,
Like, we
and
shouldn't-
every show that I've ever brought to Dryden, it's always been a good time. Like, so I won't let that kind of shit happen.
Never.
So,
yeah.
because like I said, I had to literally put in a couple years to even be able to do that. So, people aren't gonna fucking wreck that for
And you gotta
me,
make sure it's like it's a fun, safe environment for people.
And I think some of that might have been like the reasoning why none of the bars wanted to have a show there because of like the stigma and
I'd be more afraid of a metal show, honestly. Like hip hop too, like, but like like a metal show,
we're
like
get into, like big mosh
pits
maybe, but
can get kind of
big
aggressive.
mosh pits during hip-hop shows.
But mosh pits are a little bit different. It's like an organized violence, and it's not even like a violence where it's like meant to hurt people.
I mean, sometimes
I guess
sometimes people like start mosh pits, and the other people don't want to be involved. And
True enough. So
I've seen that shit go bad lots of times.
I was at Buck Cherry years ago when they came to Harborfest here. I was with my buddy Nate, and we were walking along the edge of a mosh pit trying to get away from it.
Right.
And this dude, like, I don't even know who he was, big fucking jack dude, was sitting on the sidelines of this mosh pit, like, laughing at everything going on in front of him. And he sees Nate, and he thinks he's in it, and he just straight up punches my friend right in the face. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, why would you do that? And Nate's like, it's fine. He thought I was in the mosh pit like the whole night. Nate's like holding a cloth on his face, fucking black eye, blood running down his face. He's like, I don't even care, but like it was an accident. He thought I was involved. And it's like, you're just gonna let someone punch you in the face like that?
Like, at least like say something to the guy. Be like, what the fuck, man? Like,
I
buy me a
to.
drink or some shit. You
I
dick.
tried to
Like,
say something to him, and he's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, dude, you're sitting there, like I can see you swelling on your
Right.
face.
fuck.
But no, I agree with you. Controlled violence.
Mhm.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that point. That it's not like violent, but it's like controlled.
Yeah.
You could get hurt, but no one's trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that for sure. With the another question I wanted to ask you too is if you were to be able to collab with any artist, like big, small, anywhere, like 3 of them, who would your top 3 be?
That's a tough one. I will say one person that I do get. I've heard the comparison a few times throughout my. I keep wanting to say career.
It's a career.
It's a career, I guess. Is people say that I sound a lot like Chris Webby, and I mean I can totally I take it as a compliment because for the past like 10, 12 years. I think I stumbled upon him like a year after his White Noise LP came out, and I think that was '09 he dropped it, and it was like 2010 or 2011 that I like stumbled upon him.
Yeah.
So he has been, and I've seen him in concert like a few times. My very first time was going out to Minneapolis for the Chemically Imbalanced tour, and I actually got to meet him just by luck, because I met one of the openers and we just got to talking, and he like brought me to the after party and shit and got me in for free and
That's
stuff.
fucking
And,
sick.
yeah, just because like me and him kind of hit it off and stuff like that, and I was, yeah, like I said, I try to show love to people and all that. So it always makes like I feel like it. I can see why people would say me and Webby, or I sound like Webby or whatever, because I feel like as people, me and him are very similar. Like he's, I think, a year older than me. He fucks with the same shit that I do, like Ninja Turtles, fucking all that 80s and 90s, like video games and cartoon shit. Just the way that our, like what we rap about and stuff like that. So I would say, Webby's gotta be one. Not number one, but one out of the three. Fuck, like that's it's hard because there's so many. Like I could rattle off like 30 like artists that I like would want to collaborate.
Exactly.
With, you know?
There's just so many.
I won't say the one white rapper that probably everybody would like, you know, kind of expect, just out of like not being cliche. So I'll keep him off the list just due to that reasoning. But I got Lloyd Banks would be, because Banks is fucking sick. And then
Okay.
yeah. I'm trying to be like not like your typical people. There was this new dude that I stumbled upon a couple months ago. He goes by Jzak. He's got like just under 500,000 monthly followers or listeners on Spotify. So I think he would be one potentially. Do you guys know who Marlon Craft is?
Marlon Craft.
Does sound familiar.
It does
but I don't
sound
think
familiar. I
He's
don't
from
know
New
if
York.
Okay.
He's dope. He's been on Sway in the Morning a few times, did freestyles and shit like that. I mean, I'm just gonna list some like I know like the question was 3, but like
fuck the number. Just
yeah,
go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nas, Jadakiss, Styles P, 50, Method Man, Redman, Young Buck, Fabulous, Red Cafe.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
I haven't heard Red Cafe
Right.
in a long time.
Shit. Fuck, there's Fat Joe. There's just so many.
You ever heard of Master Ace?
Heard of, yes.
Yeah, you played Kenora like what, 10 years ago?
Okay.
12 years
More
ago?
than that, probably almost 20.
20 years ago, you think? No, I'd have to ask Mizzy. I don't know if you know Justin Maya. Mizzy. He's from here. He lives out in Van Island now, but
Yeah, that shit had to be
he
like
brought
2005 or 2007.
I didn't even know there was
shit.
fucking hip hop shows that happened here.
so
No,
yeah.
not really. I mean, they've only been happening like the last couple
Obviously,
Right.
like they moved away to Van, like just to pursue it on a bigger level and do bigger things. But like, yeah, Mizzy was from around. Mizzy's really the only one that I can like notably name from around here from back in the day. Obviously, there was more, and all respect to those guys too. I just never heard of it, but yeah, Mizzy brought him out for like a tour at Shooters, and Master Ace is like one of Eminem's like. One of the reasons why Eminem raps and stuff like that. I always thought that was fucking right cool.
Right.
That fucking Master Ace cresting that stage like one day,
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's Snak the Ripper would be one.
Snack would be cool.
Logic, fucking NF. Yeah, there's even Lil Jon, you know.
Lil Jon, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like me and my son were just fucking like, he's 3, and we were just a couple days ago running around the house like yelling at each other in Lil Jon's voice, like, "What? Yeah, okay." Like,
Can't get
that
enough.
kid makes me laugh, man.
Oh man, how old is he?
He's 3.
3 years
Yeah.
old. Nice. Fuck yeah. No, some of those like rappers that just have that like known persona, like fucking like Wheezy.
Right? Yeah,
Like, he has that known persona. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you can name a few things Wheezy does that, and like Lil Jon, obviously,
Yeah.
he has his things, and
Ludacris would be fucking sick too.
Ludacris
Yeah,
would be cool. He has this song that I really like. I was thinking of getting like right back into fighting like 2 years ago, and he has this song that I really like called "Last of a Dying Breed,"
Uh-huh.
and it's just like the most champion, like almost like champion. It's just one of those songs that you just when you hear it, you want to fucking work out as hard as you
Right.
fucking can.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I just every time I hear that Ludacris song, I just like it's my favorite Ludacris song ever. You got to listen to it one
Right.
day. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ludacris would be sick though. Like, I mean, obviously that's probably like a $500,000 feature, but
Yeah.
$500,000 to talk about the feature.
Yeah.
You know what I
like,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one. Do you know who Armin is?
Armin, I'm not too sure.
No?
Yeah.
He's an Armenian rapper. He lives in California, but yeah, he's starting to blow up and shit. I knew about him a little bit before he was on a Chris Webby tour. What the fuck tour was that? Shit, I can't remember what tour it was, but I saw them in Winnipeg, and I'd been listening to Armin for a little while because that's who I heard him through was Webby, because they did a couple collaborations with each other. And then yeah, so he would be somebody that I'd want to work with. There was another guy that I was gonna say. Shit, there's just like, yeah, there's too many.
Yeah. Would you ever work with Drake? Let's say like you were like on a level where like Drake and you were on like a level balanced kind of thing, like, you know, like
That's. I'm gonna say no comment.
no comment.
Because I don't want to say yes and I don't want to say no. It would have to be like the right
circumstances.
Yeah.
See, I have a bar now. I can't even collaborate with Drake anymore because I have a bar that says "Time to listen to Canadians" that isn't Drake.
Right.
And so
Yeah,
can't do
yeah.
it no more.
Yeah. That's
Shout
on the Nemesis.
That's on It Ain't Over, I think it's called. We had to change the name. It's It Ain't Over, right?
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
on the Nemesis.
It's on the Nemesis
yeah.
album.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
that's the song where I wrote it like a little bit before the Madchild show, and I ended it off with "I'm on the road to play a show with Madchild."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna do that song for every show. We're gonna switch the last bar to
To
whatever
To
artist.
Dave East.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, or Dave East or whoever we're opening for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
It's actually
Yeah.
a smart, like,
Exactly.
smart
It's
bar.
like, gotta go, baby. I don't.
You know, whatever
Be
the
like,
fuck it is.
I don't know. Gotta go, baby. I don't even care. I'm on the stage with the homie Shaw Claire. You know what I mean? Like,
so like, how did you guys? I know you were kind of telling me briefly about it, but like so you've been doing this longer than
Yeah.
Keegan.
mm.
So how did you guys become like?
So we were friends before. Like, I was just a guy in town that freestyled. That was really good, kind of like
Okay.
at freestyling and stuff like that. People knew I liked to make music.
Right.
I didn't have any equipment or nothing like that on that time, but like I was just one of those freestyle rappers in town. That's how we met. I think we met at Shooters. And that's kind of how we became friends, was in that
I
light.
think. Well, we knew each other before that, but we didn't really start talking until you were a bouncer at Shooters.
Yeah, and I was like just, one of those guys that just someone would come up and be like, "Yo, spit a 16," and I'd just go straight off the
Yeah.
dome like that. But
And we used to stand in the back and smoke, and then you and Kevin would be like freestyling to each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we were friends for quite a few years before we even considered going into a group together.
Right.
So I don't know, about 3 years ago now, he was living in Q8 and just down the way,
Yeah.
and he needed a roommate. And I was like, I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, this guy's got equipment, like, we
I'm
can
gonna use this.
I was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like, he needs a roommate. I need to get out of my mom's house, like, you
Right.
know, and the bonus is this guy has recording equipment, you know what I mean? Like, And like that's not just the only thing. We were obviously friends, like I said, for years before that. But then I came over and I brought my buddy Ian, because I was in this group, this big group, like a fucking Wu-Tang sized group, when I was like a teenager in high school. With one of the guys in that group was my buddy Ian, Big Ounce, is what he goes by. And so I brought him over and we recorded that fucking one song. What's that fucking, what was it? It was a Thick? Yeah, the song called Thick. Did, yeah. Fucking don't even bring it up. Fucking worst song ever. But it's on the old Trinity album, but like if you listen to that Trinity album, you wouldn't even know it's us at this point. It's so like,
I think we've all been there. Like, I don't like I could fucking I could kind of cringe at my shit. But again, it wasn't like it was like bad lyrics. It was just I was at that point where Bones was like trying to drill it in my head to fucking say it was some oomph behind it, you know? So, but sorry to cut you off.
No,
there.
It's all good. But yeah, we met through that. We started living together, and then because like the how would you put that? The chemistry between me, Ian, and Ben kind of was really good. So then we were planning and thinking we were just recording music. We were just recording songs together and just like not even like having a plan for this.
Right.
And then I was like, well, let's start a group. And we were, for I don't know, a couple weeks we were looking for names, and then finally I think it was me. Was it me that said the Holy Trinity, or was it you?
No, it was Ian.
Ian said the Holy Trinity. And then like, you know, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. So like we had our individual names, but
yeah, it's kind of like a D12 thing where each artist had their own whatever the fuck it's called, their fucking alter ego.
Yeah.
Within the alter ego kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like, I think I was the Father, Ian was the Son, you were the Holy Spirit. It was nothing religious at all about it. If you listen to those lyrics, you'd be like, holy fuck, the Christian church probably hates us. You know,
not religious.
No, but
we did kind of play on the religious thing a little bit.
Right.
But we didn't we weren't, you know,
Christian, right?
Yeah, no, nothing like that. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't think I can. I mean, I went for a while for not putting swears in my music, but like, I don't think like it's just so much easier sometimes.
It is. I try not to, because I listen to some of my old shit, and it's like every second word is like fuck, and it's like, God damn, like I can say more than that, you know. And like one of my biggest influences is Rakim, and
never cursed at all.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I try to do that, and it's like, but I mean,
yeah, but Rakim was just like a lyrical genius.
Yeah,
he could do anything with not, you know.
Yeah,
and curse words are kind of like filler words.
Exactly,
you know? So it makes it just so much easier to just say fuck every once in a while.
Yeah, like I think there's like 3 songs that I can name. There's one off my there's 2 off my FYO album. One is literally called Fuck Your Opinion, or FYO. There's no friends. The hook on that one's got fucks in it, left, right, and center. Then there's a song called Nobody with Bones, and it's like literally like every second word is fuck. And it's just like, my God. And then I have a song called Fuck It Up. And like I'm just like, God, like everything is just, it makes me seem very very like not intelligent. But I have also read there's studies that have shown people that curse a lot are
more intelligent. I've read that too. Yeah. I fucking take that as a I take that literally.
So, but I try to get away from that. But I mean, I still have it in, and some of it is also due to having a son now. So like, if he's going to be knowing my songs, I want him to actually be able to say things, you know? Cause there's a few songs that he likes of mine where there are a few F words in a row, and I try to get him to say uck instead of, and if I'm practicing with him, I will say uck.
Yeah.
And just to kind of ingrain it in his brain, because he'll go to preschool and like it has been like the teachers have said like, yeah, he was like singing or rapping or whatever, and he didn't say the F word, but like
he said
you know. So I was just like, yeah, like,
would you rather him say the F word?
Oh,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
It's like I have him like now when I try to say frig, instead of in friggin' and whatever. So now he says like, "Oh, frig sakes," and
I think he's just gonna be walking around like Ricky.
yeah. But like, I mean, I'm trying to do my best as a parent to not have like a little shithead child. Like,
for sure.
whatever he's saying, he's saying frig. Like,
Yeah.
what's the like? You know,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Frig off, Randy.
yeah, like stop being such a, sensitive fucking flower.
Yeah.
That's the world these days.
I know.
What was I gonna say too before that? It's like almost when I write now, it's almost like a TV show trying to tell you what to do on a TV show. It's like, I'll resort to one fuck per song.
Right.
You can say one fuck per song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like the censors of a TV show.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah.
I know that like when you guys had Narky on the show or podcast, you guys were talking about like stage names and stuff like that, or
alter
artist
egos
names.
and
I can't remember if you said like how you became your lyrics,
Young
lyrics. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, actually, my friend Kevin, his name was Young Music, Musiq,
Right.
and I had the name G Dog at the time,
Right.
and I was trying to find a different name, and my friend Kevin came up with the name Young Lyrics.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's how I came up with that one.
And then you had a few.
So, Jesus Christ, man. I've had, I was first named Detox. I got that name. I was in a drunk tank, and the cop told me I was in the drunk tank sober at this point, trying to think of names for myself. I was like fucking like fresh 18. Like, actually, no, I was younger than that. But he said, time to take you out of detox.
They say, "Are you ready to come on?"
Are you ready to come out of detox? And I was like, Detox. That's a good name.
Yeah.
I called myself that for like a year and a half, and then one that I went by briefly was LAW,
Okay.
which is Lazy Ass Warlock. I don't know why I called myself that. Yeah. Then it was Bit of Genius, and that was off the Wu-Tang name generator. And then Don Carlito is like the first name I've had where it's had like serious like meaning to me. Like
that's what you were
the
saying.
Don is like the Teflon Don. It's for John Gotti.
Yeah.
The Teflon Don,
Yeah.
and then Carlito is from my favorite movie, Carlito's Way.
Yeah.
And like the stuff like that. Actually, and it's funny. Benny Blanco, the producer, gets his name from that same movie.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's from the same movie. Benny Blanco from the Bronx is the antagonist in that movie, kind of.
Right.
So I don't know. I was really thinking up on it, and I was like, I really like mafia stuff, and I really like mafia movies and stuff. So I wanted to make it like kind of 2 and 2.
Right.
So that's like really how I
Yeah.
put it all together. Feller is your last name.
Is my
right?
last name, but
And
I
it's-
didn't originally go by that.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, there was like the trio, me, Bones, and our mutual friend Curtis. I went by Herc, short for Hercules, and Bones gave me that name because like I like to work out and I was built blah blah blah, so he just always would call me Herc. And then after that, I can't remember, like I never did like any shows or anything under that name, and then I eventually just switched it to Feller because I was like, I don't want to go by that. It was fine for the time or the period that we were doing our thing. But I was like, and I don't want to give myself my own, like my own random name. Like if somebody came up with a nickname that I liked, then maybe I might use it, but I'm not going to just call myself something. So I just went with Feller because it's me and it's always going to be me.
Exactly. Yeah. And
So-
it's a roll off the tongue name too. It's like, it's easy to pronounce, like you see it, you know what it says kind of thing. It's not like it's there, you know what I
Right.
mean? And it's always going to be a part of you no matter what.
Yeah. So I was just like, yeah, I'll go with that.
There you go. You're technically like you're branding the family name, you know what I mean? Like, but it's yourself
Trying
like
to,
at the same time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot more that I could talk to. I know you guys try to keep it to like
We can keep
an
going,
hour or
man.
whatever. I don't know how many people are gonna stay tuned in for an hour and a half or 2 hours of
Who
talking.
cares, man?
So,
Keep going.
Um,
This is for our enjoyment.
I guess
okay?
so,
It's
yeah.
content.
Yeah.
It's content.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really can't say enough about like how much music has like made me a better person, but I mean that's also up for debate for again who you talk to. But again, fuck those people.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I don't want to come on here and start like bad mouthing people and shit. Like, I've met a lot of like shitty people in like even like just the Winnipeg scene,
Mhm.
and it's just like kind of soured my outlook on it, and it's still kind of that way and whatever. So it's just like, I don't want to go too far into it, but it's just like, I try to be everything that they're not, you know, and that I've experienced through dealing with a lot of those people. So I'm like, I'm very iffy on who I kind of associate myself with.
Yeah,
there.
I'm the same way.
So it's but I guess in general too, like, I don't really, there's a difference between a friend and an acquaintance, and a lot of people need to learn the difference between,
for sure.
like, I legitimately have 3 friends.
No, for sure.
You know,
Yeah, like,
everybody
keep your
says,
group
"Oh,
small.
I'm friends with this guy." It's like, no, you're acquaintances.
Yeah, you know who the person is, but you're not like,
you don't know.
You guys don't go to fucking have lunch.
Yeah,
And,
you don't go to Arby's together and get burgers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
So it's for that term gets thrown around too much, and it's just, it's not it.
No.
So yeah. But no, this has been fun. I've had some fun like doing this.
Oh,
this
for sure, man. Yeah, we like to
Appreciate you
keep it
guys.
interesting, and we like to keep like having interesting people on, and definitely like, you know, seeing your resume too. Like, it's just like you have a lot to talk about. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, there's, like I said, there's a lot of experiences and like just interactions with people that I've had after they've seen me perform and stuff like that. So one of the coolest things is always when older people, and I'm talking like 55, 60, 65, are at shows, and they come up to me after and they're like, I typically don't like rap or hip hop, but I liked what you did. I like your music. And that shit like means a lot to me. That means more to me coming from a person like that old versus somebody who's either my age or younger type thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate it from everybody, but like when an older like person
that's seen some shit, been around a while,
and can come up to you and be like, I like what you did, and I don't typically like this kind of music. I've had that happen so much, and like that's one of the coolest.
I haven't had that happen yet, but one day.
It's one of the coolest things. One of the coolest things that's just from like a bucket list type perspective was after a show, a chick wanted me to sign her tits.
And we've had that a few times.
Yeah, and it's just like, I think that's like so dope. Like, not
awesome.
from like a, you know, from a misogynistic perspective or anything, but it's just like
it's like a thing in music, you know, when you get a girl who's like, sign my tits, it's like, you know, oh shit, I made it.
Exactly. Like, I think every like performer, like, that's some rock star shit.
Yeah,
you know, like
rock star shit. Yeah,
we
like,
were,
sign my baby.
There's
fuck.
There's a video from the first show because we were doing that, signing these chicks' tits, and they were like, I don't know. I took a video of it like half drunk, and I was like, "We signing titties out here, baby!" Like, fucking, and then I lost the marker.
You're like, sign mine. I'm like, oh yeah. And I asked you like, what happened to the marker? You're like, I can't sign now.
Sorry. Yeah. One of the absolute like bucket list things is I want somebody to like tattoo my signature on them.
That would be cool.
That'd be fucking dope. Like,
but that's like next level dick riding though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's not dick riding, but it's like, you know, you're a fan.
Yeah,
you know, like that's a true fan.
I can see it, but I mean, I'd feel kind of weird.
I wouldn't want it to. I wouldn't want it to be right now in the position I'm in.
No, yeah.
I would want it to be if I'm in like a Robbie G position or some shit like that, where it's like, you know, like I'm doing this full time and blah blah blah. Like, I mean, it would be cool if it happened now, but it's like I'm not at that point where I would want somebody to do that.
Weird.
Yeah, because it's like, well, I'm still like so fucking unknown and shit. Like, somebody asks you like, oh,
who the fuck is that?
Yeah, you think it's like an ex-boyfriend or some shit like that, and it's like, no, like if I got to like Robbie G
level
or some shit or beyond that. And the thing with me, I've never really wanted like superstardom, like fame. So I think that shit just comes with a whole different level of shit. Like you basically lose your life,
you
know.
Can't even go to like the grocery store.
So like I would like to be like a Webby or a Snak or a Robbie G and shit like that.
Still be able to go to the store with your kid and stuff like
there's
that.
There's the odd person that might like recognize you or some shit like that.
Yeah,
but
like, you're not being bombarded.
Yeah, it's not even about the recognition really. It's just being able to just do music full time. Like I would be happy doing like making in a year off music what I do at my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You know, to me that's fucking I've made it.
Yeah, for sure. You're living off of your art, you know what I mean? Like,
so that's what I'm like ultimately striving for. I mean, I don't need the Eminem statue and shit like that. Like
even he says he's tired of it. He's like, you can't even walk down. You can't like I forget there was an interview where he has like a normal car and he'll dress like differently and stuff, and he'll go to the store and like get stuff, but you would never know it's him because he's like going out of his way to make sure he doesn't look like himself.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like because like he's like sometimes I just want to feel normal.
Yeah.
You know, because I haven't felt normal in 20 years.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's so messed up. Like, yeah, you have generational wealth and shit like that, but it's just like, is it really worth it? Like, I don't know.
I mean, you at one end you're living the best life you can possibly live, but on the other, like money wise, you're well off. You don't have to worry about anything like that wise. But then you're also just giving up your personal space and
like
freedom.
You can't do anything. You can't like you literally have to buy out like a mall or fucking like a restaurant or some shit like that just to be able to like eat or go walk around, you know, or buy out an amusement park. Like, you know, like
exactly.
It's like it's fucked. So
I hate when I see one of my pet peeves, and it's never happened to me personally, but I don't like when people walk up to famous people and ask for things when they're eating.
Right.
Like during their eating, you know what I mean? Like I fucking hate that. I was like, you know what? Like if I see, I've done it before.
Right.
Like I've seen like, who did I see that one time? Rampage Jackson. Well, I mean, I met him the first time in a bathroom in an airport, and then when I was like fucking 10 years old.
Okay.
And then like 5 years later, I met him. He was in a restaurant, and I was like, that's Rampage Jackson. Like I wanted to go talk to him, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go up to him while he's fucking eating. So like, we finished our meals before him, and I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna wait outside, and you know, like I'm not gonna bombard him, but like kindly, I was like, you know, can I get a picture? You know, and he's absolutely and he actually said he's like a fucking thank you for not asking me while I was eating. You know what I mean? Because like it's just I think it's just the rudest thing.
No, for sure. Yeah. That was like one of the times I went to a UFC event in Vegas. I saw Randy Couture eating, and I was just like, I ended up meeting him again. So I was just like, and he saw me and my buddy like look at him, and he kind of like gave that look like fuck.
He's like, fuck sakes, here they come.
Like it wasn't like a death stare or anything he gave us, but you could just see like just this like a look, and it was just like, like we're not gonna be those people. And then we ended up like meeting him afterwards. I think at the event. I think it was. So I'm the same way. I'm not gonna.
And fucking professional fighters, the worst people you can walk up to while they're fucking eating. Let's just be clear on that. Don't be fucking with them. You know what I mean? Not only do they have enough money to buy another meal before they smash that plate in your face, you know what I mean? Like, Oh man, I fucking love UFC though, man. Like, what events did you go through in Vegas?
I went to the card that was supposed to be BJ Penn and GSP, and then it got switched to, was it Nick Diaz or Nate Diaz? I can't remember.
Nate and GSP, or no, it was Nick. Nate never fought GSP.
Yeah. So I went to that one. And then what was the other one? Fuck, there was like 3 of them. Fuck, I can't remember the other ones. I can't remember. Yeah, those trips are just a blur. So,
I mean, fucking Vegas, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
And I mean, we ended up getting like, we won tickets to like after parties and shit like that, and pool parties before the event and stuff. So like, we had like some cool experiences.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't remember the other one. was that one? Was it the... What's that short dude? I mean, that doesn't really fucking...
Yeah.
What weight class do you know, or like lighter weight?
It was like 150 or 155.
Lightweight dude, short dude. Oh, Frankie Edgar?
Not Edgar, but the dude who was the champ. Fuck. What the hell is his... I have a picture with him.
And he was the champ at the time?
He was the champ
What
at the
year
time.
was this?
This was probably like 2012, 20. I want to say between... I could pull it up on Facebook.
Yeah,
I'm
but,
fucking bad for like timelines and shit.
Anyway, yeah. Who was the fucking
What the hell?
champ? I'm thinking it's almost the guy that McGregor took the belt from. I forget his name too, but I know who you're talking. I think I know who you're talking about.
That was Poirier.
No. If it was in 2014, it wouldn't have been the one. McGregor.
I think it's like a Nick or a Nate. I think.
Huh. I don't know.
Like,
Usually I'm pretty good with this
Right.
because I'm a huge.
but I was
UFC
only
fan.
a fan of UFC for like when it was first becoming like mainstream type thing.
Mhm.
It wasn't like what it is now.
Oh yeah.
So like I grew up in the era of like the Forrest Griffins, the Stephen Bonners,
yes.
the
Great era.
Bones Jones, fucking
Yeah, same.
GSP.
GSP, yeah, that kind of era. I haven't really paid attention to it in probably over a decade.
Yeah.
So I don't really know, like, when these cards are happening, I don't know any of the fighters.
Oh.
Unless it's, like, one of the last of the dying
I'm the
breed,
same
like,
way,
OGs,
Mhm.
you know? So,
Like John Jones and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Too. We actually have a buddy from Kenora that was in the UFC.
right.
His name's Jesse Bongfeld.
Yeah. Didn't he have, like, didn't he used to have, like, a gym here or some shit like that?
Just recently had to close down because the city was just, there was an issue with the city, unfortunately. Great
Right.
guy, great gym.
He actually came to the show with a Madchild show.
He was
too,
there,
but-
yeah.
Oh,
But
shit.
he came with his son, and then he's underage, so
Oh, they didn't let him in.
couldn't
Yeah.
get in. But he was supposed to be our security, but
Yeah. But,
he did come in. He sat in the back and recorded for a little bit, but he
Yeah.
left because his son couldn't come in. So
Yeah, but he was on the Josh Koscheck versus GSP card,
Cost check, yeah.
and he was on 121, and I think the other one was like 109. I could be wrong. I'd have to ask him, but I know
Yeah.
he was on 121. He has some cool stories, though,
Right.
just, like,
Yeah.
backstage stuff and like stuff like that, like
Yeah.
the stories about Koscheck, like because do you know what fight I'm talking about when you refer to like GSP versus
Yep.
Koscheck too?
Yep.
So GSP destroyed Koscheck.
Yep.
And I'm telling, like, Jesse, if you're watching, I'm telling your story. But if I get something wrong, I'm sorry. But Jesse was in the locker rooms, and Josh Koscheck comes in, and he's just out of it. Like, doesn't know where he is, doesn't
Right.
know his name, not talking, looking into dead space. Like, I guess he just walks into the locker room and just straight up pulls down his shorts, sits down, dick hanging out, fucking, like, has no clue where he is. And Jesse's like, hey, what do you do? Like, are you good, man? Like, flicking in his face. He's like, what's going on right now? So Jesse goes and gets the paramedics,
Yeah.
and they wheel him out on a gurney. Like, they're trying to get him to lay down, but he couldn't fathom how to lay down. It was so bad, I
Right.
guess, like that. And like 15 minutes later, Koscheck's team walks in. They're like, "Where's Koscheck?" He's like, "Gee, I don't know. I just sent him away on a gurney." Like, if you would have been with him, maybe you would have known. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
where the
Just
fuck were
imagine,
you
like-
guys?
yeah.
just wandering down the hall and just fucking plops down in the the locker room for no reason. Like,
Yeah.
where's his team at? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like, why is your team not with you? How did
Yeah.
you get back here alone?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. That's fuck.
no, yeah, he's got some cool stories. I'm trying to get him on to tell these stories.
Right.
But
That'd be cool.
awesome. Another question I was gonna ask you too, and we were on that kind of that trajectory talking about bucket list things. Like, give me like a couple. I'm not gonna dumb it down to one number because obviously there's always gonna be more than just a certain number. But like bucket list performances. Like, maybe we can dumb it down to like venues are opening for somebody or stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, it'd be fucking dope if, like, obviously, like, 50's going on his what the last
Yeah.
final lap to it.
yeah.
I've been trying real hard to
Right.
get a hold of Live Nation, impossible to get a hold of.
Right.
Especially for 50. I mean, it's super fucking sick to perform in Winnipeg for the 50 show.
Yeah,
That'd be
we're
fucking
definitely
amazing.
going either way.
I'm going to.
Yeah,
it.
we'll be there.
Yeah. So I mean, like that one would be like
Yeah,
because
have 50
you're
Cent, like,
not gonna get a chance to do it again. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So that would be fucking unreal. I would like to do like, well, actually no, I don't know if Summer Jam would be worth it now because I hear it's like kind of corny compared to like what it used to be like
Summer
back.
Jam. Is that a Winnipeg thing?
No, it's like a big fucking hip hop festival.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Yeah, me too, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm
It,
usually pretty fucking there with all
But
that.
I mean, it's kind of whack now with all like the mainstream artists nowadays. Anyways, like I could see why like people really wouldn't be too into
oh, yeah,
it.
all these big, like, big time shows, it's always just, it's all the new guys. They
You
don't
got
really
fucking
bring-
like Cardi B and shit. Like
Yeah.
she's annoying as fuck. I can't stand to
No,
fucking
same.
listen to
Yeah.
her. Like get the fuck out of my face.
Mm.
Like,
Oh man, she's got some strange lyrics,
like,
man.
I know it's just like all of that shit is just like an act and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like I can't handle it. Like
No,
fuck. Like yeah, just
especially when like from an artist perspective too, when you're like writing lyrics, like very lyrical things and releasing it, and then Cardi B is like "suck my pussy," and then everyone's like "woo!"
I know.
You
And
know
it's
what I
just
mean?
like, man, like, and that's the thing. It's like I
Like,
don't
you
want
know-
to sell my fucking soul
Yeah.
and then not even really be able to make the music that I want to make. You
Mhm.
know, so like,
Like all the props to her, like she's obviously doing her thing, and what she's doing is working. It's just not my personal like.
but it's only working because she has like unlimited amounts of money behind her.
True.
You know,
true.
like
Yeah, that's true.
if I had fucking endless money behind me, I could fucking be at that level.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I have like that charisma and like that side of me that could like I feel like I'm an appealing person like when I'm on stage and shit like that. But it's just like yeah, like I don't want to have to sell my soul to get. But again, like she's not able to really live her life
No.
normally.
Yeah.
So
Especially like she's also like obviously has kids with
mhm.
one of the biggest rappers in the world, right?
Right.
So there's no privacy anywhere in that life.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's yeah.
Mm.
I'll take my 700 followers versus her 200 million or whatever the hell
whatever
it is.
she's got nowadays.
But it's just
you
like
know?
she's not even that. Yeah, she's just a fucking made up person.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know.
Making money off drugging people in bars.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a fucked up world we live
Yeah,
in.
for sure.
So
You ever like have any like dream venues you'd ever want to perform at? Like fucking you see like obviously like Madison Square Garden or like MGM and all that stuff like that. Like if you were to like get to that level, like
I mean, yeah,
of course, obviously,
Yeah,
yeah, like
like,
everyone does, but
yeah.
like it's like
MGM
would
would be
your
dope.
number one MGM or
yeah. I mean, any like stadium would be
that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Stadium tour.
you know
Like what Motley Crue was doing.
50,000 people and shit.
Metallica
Like
shit, like selling like what was that shit back in the day? They did Woodstock. They had like 500,000 people in the crowd.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
it's
that's fucking crazy
that'd
shit.
be unreal. So
Like,
yeah, I don't know if I have like a pinnacle venue, but obviously MGM is like
MGM is huge.
yeah.
Like even just playing there like fucking on some small shit. Like you're
Mhm.
doing some MGM shit. Like come on, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I think for me like I'd know I made it when I have like I don't know why like it's not like let's come on a different topic but at the same time it's on the same topic. Like I'd know I'd made it when people are saying the lyrics to my song back
Yeah,
to me in the crowd.
exactly. Yeah.
Like I fucking I'm waiting for the day.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
definitely on the list to have happen.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, and you just want that, and you actually have. Was it you that had the thing where you're like, when I say this, you say this in this song, or was that you, or was that Robbie?
It was probably Robbie.
Robbie, okay, yeah. I have a song that's gonna be coming out soon. That's kind of along those lines. Too.
I think
Like,
it's Fuck Fake Friends.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, for sure. So you travel. Like, what do you like to do in your free time? Like, besides the music stuff, like.
I mean, I like spending time with my little man.
Sure, of course.
Um,
Saw you guys were swimming earlier today. I saw on your story.
that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
I like to ride motorcycles. I used to fucking travel a couple times a year, but then as soon as I moved to Winnipeg, that kind of got halted.
Yeah.
I've always been a little bitter about that, but won't get into it. And I mean, just obviously hanging out with the few like friends that I actually have, you know. Yeah. So I mean, I typically keep to myself. Little known fact, I'm actually very like socially awkward and introverted. But people are always surprised like that when they find that out about me. They're like, well, how are you able to go on stage and stuff like that? Because it's a different world.
Yeah.
It's literally like that's the job, you know. And like people that know me from back in the day, I used to be a waiter, so they're like, well, I know you're a really quiet person and shit, so how are you able to go up to tables and stuff? And it's like, well, that's my job. I can't just fucking go up to the table and be like with my pen and pad and be like, just stand there awkwardly, like, you know, like it's different than me just going up to somebody in public and trying to strike up a conversation. Because nowadays too, people are so like heads up their asses and shit, like nobody wants to talk to them. And I mean, I'm kind of that way too, but that's just because like human beings have like soured my perspective on human beings, you know. So
the fucking world's
I miss like when I look at my son and I see him in like environments where he's talking to kids and shit, I'm like, why can't adulthood be like that? You just like a kid can go up to another kid and be like, hey, I picked my nose today, and then they become fucking
Best
friends.
Yeah.
You can't do that shit as an adult.
No.
Someone's
I mean,
gonna like someone's gonna like think you're weird, or you know. And it's just like, god damn, like why do you like at a certain point you just lose like your innocence, you know, like. And so yeah, it's just it's wild to see like
everything's got to be so serious nowadays.
Yeah.
Can't say certain things. You got to be super strict in what you say and all that shit.
Yeah. And I mean, I would much, like I said, I used to travel and love traveling. I would much rather have memories, spend money on memories and stuff like that than having materialistic things, you know?
For sure.
So, yeah, I've never really been about the material side of things. And if I do have it, then I keep it in good condition and stuff like that. So I don't have to go out and always have like the best of the best, but still like my shit is still in good, like nice condition, you know?
For sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I like memories over material.
100%.
Yeah.
How do you like, kind of leading on to what you were saying earlier about performance stuff, like in being kind of a socially awkward, introverted kind of a person, how do you deal with like creative blocks and performance anxieties? Do you have like pre-show rituals that you do, or
pre-show rituals?
Slam
I piss a lot before like
that's just a nervous thing.
Yeah, like I piss a lot, especially when I'm the next one to go on. Like I'll piss and I'll go back into the crowd, and then it's like 30 seconds, like and it's just, yeah, and it's just like I've always like even when I played high level hockey growing up, before every game, like I piss a million times, and as soon as I hit the ice, I'm good.
Yeah.
But no, I actually stay stone sober for performances.
Well, I do now too.
Yeah.
I had one.
I gotta get at least a little bit drunk before I go on
really
stage.
Yeah,
Nah,
we're like yin and yang. He's the drinker, I'm not.
Right.
Like, but just with the fucking performances anyway. You know?
I'll drink afterwards,
Me
but
too,
I have to be sober, which is.
Yeah, I'm just too nervous. I have to drink something before I go up, or else I'll just like.
But is it like one drink you have to have?
Yeah, kind of. Maybe two.
One big drink.
It was 7 in Winnipeg fucking 5
really?
years ago.
I got a
7.
story about that,
yeah, you got to tell that tequila shot story. That was hilarious.
I did a show at the Pyramid. Probably this was 2017, I think.
Right.
I don't know. And then just maybe like half an hour before I went on stage, they were like, "Yo, we got a $3 tequila shot deal going on." I'm like. So I mean,
doing that.
Yeah, I went up there. I was like, I'll just have like 2. I ended up having like 7 before I went on stage. So I was like, fucking. I don't remember my set at all.
No?
I don't remember my set.
It was for the Rap Olympics too.
Yeah, it was like
Was it the Rap Olympics? What that was
it
that
was
called?
like the So You Think You Can Rap thing.
So you think you can rap? Yeah.
What is that? No, I think my homie was on a different thing. The Next Star or some shit like that, or was there a White Rhino on there that you remember?
Yeah, I don't know. I
No?
don't fucking remember. I know I didn't win that night though.
Right.
I know that.
Yeah, my homie was on something. It had the word star in it, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I don't think it was that.
Yeah, for me, it's like for the first couple shows, I was super nervous and would drink. But then after those first couple performances, I learned, like, you know, I'm always super nervous right before I step on. But as soon as I step on that stage, it's like a switch flips.
Right.
And all that nervousness just translates in energy.
Right.
And like, I just kind of like ride that wave through the
Mhm.
whole entire thing. But I don't know. I was telling him too that I want to add to our performances and have like certain things that we do. Like we did it in the first one too. It kind of fucked up our set though, because we were doing like drink offs. Like people chug their drink. We're like, you know, interaction with the crowd,
yeah,
and
the merch.
you know, whoever chugs your drink first gets a free T-shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we did it, and it fucking worked really well.
I used to do that.
You used to do that too, yeah.
I would pull people up on stage and have them go against me. Because little known fact, I can, like, out of a cup, I can chug a beer like super quick.
Yeah.
And so I would give them the option and be like, you can either go, I have to chug 2 pints before you chug one. And if you do, you win $100. If you want to go just a 1-for-1, you have a chance to win 50. And nobody ever won the $100.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, I can't fucking chug shit. Like
I can't chug out on anything else. But
Yeah,
like out of a
no.
cup
Maybe
on.
like shotgunning. Or something.
shotgunning. Yeah, I can do, but like, you know, it's a different story.
Not
You
fucking
know,
chugging out of a cup. I mean, I just
Yeah.
spit it all over.
you see those? You can just open up your jaw and just
Yeah.
right down the gullet. It's like,
Yeah.
holy crap, man! Like, how do you do it? And it's like people make money off that.
Yeah.
You know, like you could be like,
Yeah.
you know, like fucking people make money off that shit. And it's like stuff like that. I just want to add to the performance, like with the show in Thunder Bay.
It's hard when you're under time constraints. Though,
Exactly,
you know? Like,
and that's why,
Yeah.
like, every time I'm doing a show, I like to make sure every act gets at least 30 minutes. And, like, just because and 10-minute breaks in between these sets, just so people can go get drinks and all that stuff.
Fucking take a piss.
And take a piss and do whatever they got to do.
right.
And I like to make sure people have 30 minutes just so they can do that MC stuff that they want.
Yeah.
They want to try. And I just think 15 minutes isn't enough ever. But, like,
20 minutes isn't enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20 minutes isn't enough. Like, you know, like having a half hour, like, it gives you a little bit more time to kind of do what you want to do.
Because I feel like I have to, like, for my interaction pieces, for like the 20-minute or 15-minute sets, I have to be talking a mile a minute, and it's not even like really engaging and shit like
No.
that. And it's
You're
like,
just,
because
like,
you have
yelling at
show
someone,
promoters
like,
being like, oh, if you go over, like, as soon as you touch that 15 or 20 minutes, your mic's getting cut and whatever. It's like,
Yeah, what
Jesus.
are you
Like,
doing?
I get it, but then don't have 15 openers.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, dial it down, like, to do your research a little bit on the openers and don't base it off of just fucking social media shit. Like, actually listen to their music and base your own opinion, because that's how Winnipeg is. It's very clicky. And if you're not rubbing one of the guys' dicks in that circle, then forget about it. And I've never been that way. So, yeah. So I don't like that.
No.
And like Winnipeg is bad for having like a lot of like local openers. I mean, I get it. I like to see people get opportunities and shit, but it's just there's no need for it.
Yeah.
You know, like have 3 to 4 on
Yeah,
the.
you don't need
like,
a lot. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we kind of fucked up with the hip hop at the harbor thing. There it was fine because we had more time because it
Right.
was opening at 6:30.
Mhm.
But now since we moved the venue, we're opening at what was it at 8?
8
Or is it
o'clock.
8? And then
So I
shows
took
start-
the and more off the poster and just left all
yeah,
like the
'cause
people
we,
on
we
there.
have 9 artists on that, and so we're gonna be kind of squished
Condensing.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause originally, because I had so much time left over, I was gonna get Hakaje and 601
Right.
on the bill as well. but then we
I'll
had
never call Bones by his new name.
Is it Hokage or is it Hokage?
I think
I said Hokage when I first.
I think it's
said
Hokage.
Hokage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like from some anime show, I think. But I'll never refer to him as that, just because like I just know him as Bones.
Yeah.
Like I did introduce him as that
Yeah.
at the Madchild show, but I was just like, it didn't feel right, so I'm like, I'm never calling him that. Like, and no disrespect, Bones, but like I think I can get the pass on it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know. So,
You
but
got-
yeah, I think it's Hokage.
Hokage. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, no, but I was originally gonna get 601 and him and Bones on the bill as well, and then I just we just didn't have enough time. We couldn't do it. So then
Right.
Wes Paul, he's coming to town the next day.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, like it was literally just gonna be the flip side and Narky opening for them, and I was like, I can get more if you want. And he's like, yeah, give me like 2 more.
Yeah, but
So
doesn't he have like 4 of his own artists he's bringing?
He's like,
Yeah, I saw that poster.
Randy
There's a lot on
Savage
there.
or
and
Ruthless
stuff.
Randy Savage, Promise, and a few other guys, yeah, with him. But
Because I mean, if there's room for one more,
Yeah. if you want to, man, I can get you on it. Yeah, if you want to.
So
It's
make
literally
it
the
easy.
next night.
It's
so
the
you
next
just,
night.
Like I'm gonna
just
be in.
stick in town,
Yeah.
and then you do the one show, and then
Yeah.
stay.
I'll
for the
message
next
them
one.
after this and see if they want to add
Yeah.
somebody to the bill.
Because I know there was talks of like the 15th for Chauclair and Dryden, and you were like,
Yeah.
no guarantees for that. So I'd booked those like the 14th and 15th off of work, so
Okay.
I'm available for it.
All right,
And
sweet.
I'm gonna be,
I'll message them after this and see if I can get you on that. That'd be
Yeah.
perfect. They're like, yeah, try and think outside the box with people who aren't on the Shaw Claire show. So I was like, oh, obviously I'm gonna get Bones and 601 on it, but yeah, like I don't see a problem having you on it too.
yeah, it's
so.
all good. If it happens,
Yeah.
it happens.
And at
If
the
not-
bottom it says everything's subjected to change.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And I feel like nothing against the next night, but I think the first night will be way more busy than the
Right.
next night.
Yeah.
'cause,
Yeah.
It's just how it is. Like no
2 nights
obviously-
of covers, and people don't want to pay the second night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they know that too. Like I was talking to him about that. Like he's like, it happened to a couple of his shows on the tour, like a big show happening the day before
Right.
his event, and it happens.
That's just
Yeah.
the way it goes.
Yeah.
Well, this show,
Especially in
obviously-
small towns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was supposed to be
exactly.
at a way different place, like
Yeah.
at the Whitecap.
Yeah.
It
But
just-
unfortunately, it's at the same exact place as
Mm.
his show the next night, so
Yeah.
it's gonna fuck everything up for him.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just the way
he's
the
a
way it has
good
to
guy,
be.
very nice guy, but yeah.
Some,
Fucking,
some shit just doesn't work
it
out.
just
you know?
doesn't
The
work.
way
yeah.
she goes,
Yeah.
sometimes she goes, sometimes she
Yeah.
doesn't.
No, I'll talk
the
to I'll
road.
talk to them after this, and I'll see if I can get you on
Yeah.
that. That'd be cool. Just do it like a weekend kind of thing.
Yeah.
Weekend of shows.
Yeah,
2
I kind
shows
of
in
want to
July.
promote the whole weekend is just like a hip hop weekend thing.
Yeah,
'Cause
that'd be
both
cool.
nights, just
Yeah.
2 hip hop shows and try to get people to come out for both. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That'd be a good idea for sure. Look into that. Do you know West Paul at all? You never heard of him? No?
Again, the name sounds familiar,
Mhm.
but I'm like so bad for, like, I don't know what it is about my memory. Like,
Mm.
it's, I can listen to something and then forget about it like 5 minutes later. I have like fucking Dory's memory from Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Like, and it sucks. Like,
Yeah.
it sucks. So,
The first time I heard of him was quite some time ago because actually Mizzy, like Justin Maya, like a good buddy of mine on the island, was telling me the other day that he played a show with him
In like 09 or something.
in like 09 in Victoria. And I'm pretty sure when he released, because I have a bunch of different rappers across the country on Facebook and all that stuff, and when he released the song, he has one song, I think it has like 200K on Spotify.
West Paul?
West Paul,
Yeah,
I
he
think
does,
so,
yeah.
yeah. And I think I heard that one, and that's when it really put me onto him. And then a buddy of mine, Be The Wiz out of Thunder Bay, got in contact with him about doing a show in Thunder Bay, and he's like, hey, you want to do one in Kenora? Like, he told him to hit me up.
Yeah.
right.
We were sitting in a fucking, what's that breakfast place we were at when he messaged me in Winnipeg. We were like just about to go to Studio 11 and record.
Oh, yeah. We were at the
Um,
place on Regent.
Fuck.
I don't remember the name of it, though. It was like something Ben. I don't know.
Ben and Florentine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
at Ben and Florentine. I'm like fucking passing out, fucking tired as shit. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 in the morning or something. We're all there. I think we were all hungover too, and we're just like eating this breakfast, trying to get in shape to go
Just
to the
absolute
studio.
units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he messages me, and he's
And I was
like,
like running on no sleep. I literally had 1
"You
hour
didn't?
sleep.
Yeah, you had 1
We went
hour
to the
sleep."
studio. They're like, let's do this. Let's write some shit. I'm like, And then we're like, we'll postpone it till tomorrow. I'm like, fucking right.
Yeah. Still got a weekend out of it, which was nice.
Yeah.
But he hit me up. He's like, yo, guy out of Thunder Bay recommended you for Kenora. He said you're the guy to talk to. I was like, you're fucking right. Guy. I am the guy.
Yeah.
I'll be the guy this time. But yeah, he's planning this whole tour. Literally got him booked within 5 minutes of talking to him. He's like, yeah, can you get me a gig? And I was like, I'll get you a gig this day.
Right.
All right. Sweet. But that's the beauty of kind of like how you were saying, having a relationship with those venues and growing a relationship with those venues, because like at the end of the day, they'll have your back, they'll help you out.
Yeah.
And, Shooters has always been like that venue that's always been like, yeah, for sure, do it. Awesome.
Right.
Because they're obviously making money off it anyway, off liquor sales.
And that's the thing.
Yeah, and then they're benefiting. It's only a benefit. There's never a non-benefit.
Right. There's no
doing it,
negative.
right? No negative. Like, you might as well. And then like, Kenora isn't like a super big hip hop town, but the younger crowd, like if you can get the younger crowd in there, like 19 to fucking 25 or even 30 summer.
Yeah, all the
kids are coming.
School kids are back. Yeah. That's the opportune time.
The one we did in October, I was actually very surprised that turned out as good as it did. It was fucking packed. March wasn't as good. The end of the night was good. Yeah, because the end of the night, everyone got drunk. Everyone was fucking hammered drunk, and they're like, "Yeah, live music," And we were the last set of the night, right? So fucking, we were the last set of the night.
We did 2 sets.
We did 2 sets that day, but yeah, I was also fucking hammered. That was the last time that I performed drunk, because I was fucking tripping and just John was even saying, like, Narky is like, yeah, he's like, for a second there you were losing yourself. Then you brought yourself back. Really? And I was like, he's like, I was almost about to bring out the cane and take your ass off the stage, but you brought yourself back. And I was like, all right, cool. But no, that was good at the end of the night. I was really surprised about that October show, because there's fucking nobody in this town in October. Right. And
I mean, yeah, it was busy. Like there was lots of people all around in there, but they were just like around the dance floor, like the stage area. So everyone was scared to come up and actually be there. They were just like standing in the back watching, like, come on, let's go, get the fuck up here. Like it's so weird.
I know.
We're like rapping to people that are 50 feet away.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck?
For the Shaw Claire show too, I'm gonna work it out to get those tables, and because everyone was like, yeah, let's go, fuck yeah, but they were all sitting at the tables off the dance floor, behind the dance floor. I'm taking those fucking, I'm taking the goddamn stripper pole out of the floor.
Yeah, shouldn't be there anyway. We don't have strippers anymore.
I mean, there's no strippers at Shooters anymore. Why is it there? And the tables in front of the tiki bar, they're gone. I'm fucking putting them somewhere. Like it's.
And Tiki Bar is going to be running, right?
The Tiki Bar will be running, and hopefully the Eagle's Nest too. So we'll have like 3 different bars, which is the Eagle's Nest opens. It adds an 87 people to the capacity,
right? And
which will be fucking nice for a Shaw Claire show, because I have a feeling this one's going to be pretty damn good, because it's in the middle of summer.
Right.
All the kids are back from college. And Shaw Claire is also a Canadian legend, Juno Award-winning recording artist. Like, the old heads will fuck with him too,
Exactly.
And like having the young people come out too. I think that show's gonna be pretty damn fucking good.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that one's gonna be awesome.
Well,
yeah, you got. Sorry, go ahead.
I would like to keep going, but I actually have to make it back home in time for my son and shit.
You do. I forgot. You have a kind of a time limit here.
Yeah.
Well, it was awesome having you, fella. Like, straight up. Like, we could probably go on for a couple hours doing this.
I definitely would.
We'll definitely have to get you back on.
Yeah.
But take this time to plug everything you got going on in your life.
Camera and just plug what you got going on.
Everything. No time limit.
Well, right now we've talked about it on the show, but yeah, Shaw Claire, July 14th here in Kenora for Hip Hop at the Harbor. Maybe the West Paul show on the 15th. If you want, follow me on Instagram. My handle is @B.Feller, FELLER.
We'll have all the links in the description.
Spotify, streaming platforms, Feller, YouTube, I am Feller Music. There's a lot of new shit coming. And I do have, this is like one part of like the merch that I have, but I have like some snapbacks here. And then also this camo combo too. So if you feel like, showing some love and fucking with your boy, hit me up and can place an order for you. But yeah, other than that, it's your boy Feller. Shout out to the Flip Side for having me on the podcast, and I wish I could have talked more, but I don't know how many of you are still going to be like listening.
That was a good one. That was like what, an hour and a half, 2 hours?
That was
almost.
like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's going to be a good podcast for sure. I like that one. Yeah, awesome.
Right.
Well, it's great having you, man. Fuck yeah.
Appreciate it.
Fuck yeah.
We gotta do an outro.
Oh yeah, sorry. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Yeah,
We don't usually say that, but that's a good thing to say though at the end.